In today's episode of Food Basics Reinvented, I'm gonna show you how to make the most incredible and easy to make pound cake that smells amazing and absolutely delicious. Stay tuned. To make things easier, and before anything else, let's prepare the baking pan so when the cake batter is ready, we just pour it into the pan and in she goes into the oven. First off, soften a couple of tablespoons of unsalted butter in the microwave. Get a small size bread or cake baking pan and use a pastry brush to grease the pan with the softened butter. Line the bottom of the baking pan with an equal size piece of parchment paper. Then grease the parchment paper again. When you bake the cake, this butter will make an amazing crust and will make this cake super delicious. Now put the baking pan on the side and let's work on the cake batter. Pound cake is all about butter, so start with 114 gram or 4 ounce of good quality unsalted butter. If the butter is cold, soften it for a few seconds in the microwave so when you press on it with your finger, it makes an indentation but doesn't run. Use a hand mixer with beater attachment to beat the butter until it becomes soft and fluffy. The more you beat the butter, the more your cake will be lighter and crumbly, which is great for pound cakes. Add 206 gram or 1 cup of granulated sugar and beat for 2 to 3 minutes until the butter and sugar fully combine and become light and fluffy. If the butter sticks to the sides of the mixing bowl, stop for a second, scrape the sides with a spatula and then continue mixing. I feel I should tell you before we move to the next step that the butter and sugar mix at this stage smells so delicious even before baking. Now crack 3 large size eggs into the bowl. You have to crack them with one hand if you want your pound cake to succeed. Of course, I'm joking with you guys. What really matters is that the eggs are fresh and you add them without any shells. Unless you wish to add some calcium to the pound cake, but that would be a different story. Add 80 ml of fresh milk followed by the most important egg companion, the vanilla. I like to use real Jamaican vanilla pods, but you can get great results with vanilla extract that can be found at any grocery store in your area. If you're gonna use vanilla pods, split the pod and then scrape the seeds with a knife and add them into the bowl. If you're gonna use vanilla extract, use 5 gram or 1 teaspoon. If you don't like vanilla, you can do without it or use any other extract you prefer. In my opinion, vanilla is crucial with any batter with egg, because otherwise the flavor of the egg will be so intense and overpowering, which I don't personally like. Now beat everything on low speed at the beginning to avoid splattering, then increase the speed to combine everything. Don't forget, there's no overmixing at this stage, so mix as much as you wish until you feel that the wet ingredients are well combined, but the batter still light and fluffy. Finally, add 260 gram or 2 cups of cake flour into a mesh strainer followed by 11 gram or 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Sieve into the mixing bowl and combine on low speed for a few seconds. This is the stage where you can't overmix, because if you do, the gluten in the flour will develop and the cake will become stretchy like bread, not crumbly. That's also why we used cake flour, which has lower content of gluten compared to all-purpose or bread flour. And that's why it's perfect for cakes. Use a spatula to give the batter a couple of folds and scrape the sides if some butter was sticking and did not mix with the flour. Pour everything, leaving none of the delicious mix behind, into a baking pan and bake in a 350° Fahrenheit preheated oven for about 60 to 65 minutes. After 60 minutes, get the pound cake out of the oven and look at this beautiful brown crust and the perfect pound cake crack on top. Test the cake using a cake tester or any toothpick you have. If the tester comes out clean, the cake is perfectly baked and you can enjoy it as soon as it cools down. Carefully get the pound cake off the pan. Remove the parchment paper and place it on a cooling rack for 1 hour before slicing. If you want to glaze, you can do it now while the cake is still warm. I'm not gonna glaze my pound cake because today I will enjoy it with cream and fresh fruits. After the pound cake cools down, you can slice and enjoy this beautiful cake. Make thick slices and look at this perfect crust. Crumbly and super tender pound cake. It's awesome. To enjoy this delicious pound cake, place a couple of slices on a plate, add 1 lozenge of cream and top with your favorite fruits. Here, I'm gonna use a mix of fresh raspberries, blueberries and strawberries. This is how I like enjoying my pound cake, but you can always make it your own by using your favorite toppings. Look how beautiful this plate is. Now, let's dig in. I'm gonna turn it towards me so I can enjoy the cream with the cake and the fruits. Seriously guys, this is incredible. The pound cake is very light, buttery and the crust tastes amazing. This Jamaican vanilla is like magic. It elevated the taste and made this pound cake 10 times more delicious. And when you combine this pound cake with cream and fruits, this pound cake becomes heavenly delicious. I hope you like this episode. Please try this recipe and tell me your opinion in the comments below or on Food Basics Reinvented Facebook and Instagram pages. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bon appetit!